CNBC-TV18's Future Female Forward, the Women's Collective, powered by Parity.
Welcome back to this very special edition of Future Female Forward, the Women's Collective. Now, despite growing progress in advancing the gender parity cause, there is no denying that there still needs to be a lot of work done, especially in the IT industry, where women representation is much lower than desired. I'm now joined by three key leaders from HCL Tech who will help us understand how the company is empowering women to join the workforce, how it's creating cultures where gender parity is not just a goal but a reality, and to also understand some of the learnings that other industries can perhaps take from them. Rishi, Swarnalata and Shailesh, many thanks for joining us today here. Rishi, let me start by asking you, how do you view the importance of gender parity or diversity in the IT industry at large and then within HCL Tech?
See, our diversity, equity and inclusion strategy at HCL Tech is a carefully crafted one to ensure that every employee at HCL Tech feels included, feels respected and valued. And therefore, you'll find that diversity and inclusion at HCL Tech is ingrained into our business values. It not just drives our hiring strategy, but it also drives the talent statistics that, I would mention a few of them. Yeah. 4 of every 5 employees in the major geographies that we operate in are local hires. Our gender diversity at HCL Tech has improved to 29.2% in FY23.
Okay.
Gender diversity at senior management level has improved by 24% in the last 5 years. All the campus fresher graduates that we hire, we are hiring 49% as female employees. Look at our board, so diverse. More than 30% are women directors.
Okay.
Not only that, we have been welcoming LGBTQIA individuals and ran several campaigns. There is a 9% improvement in physically challenged workforce that we have hired.
All right, you've given us some fantastic numbers there. Let me quickly go across to Shailesh. While Rishi spoke about gender parity within the HCL ecosystem, I want to talk to you about the kind of trends that you're seeing in smaller towns, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities. What are you seeing?
We look at the workforce to be, more stable, more scalable, and more sustainable.
Okay.
And when it comes to the diversity, in fact, we look at, more from the asset point of view. Mm. When I say that, if it comes to new vistas, which is, a focus area for tier 2 towns like Nagpur, in fact, the availability of the women workforce, I believe that, is in large number, and that naturally helps us kind of attract this talent to our companies. Mm. When I say that, if you look at the Nagpur as a location, it has got a literacy rate of 92%, and women literacy rate is also around 90%. Wow. Second trend that we have observed is that while because of the lack of opportunities in this town in past, a lot of male population migrated out of Nagpur, whereas the migration of women population was comparatively low. Mm. So as a result, we were able to kind of attract this talent to HCL Tech at Nagpur, and very happy to share that today the women workforce at Nagpur contributes to 35%, and we are growing further in this ratio.
All right, while we'll delve deeper into this a little later, let me quickly go across to Swarnalata. You're the group head of HR in Nagpur. Tell us, you play a crucial role in shaping work cultures and shaping up policies within HCL Tech. How important do you find the role of an HR in creating inclusive working environments?
When we look at candidates, right? First we look at their attitude, right? And second comes the competency and skill. And it is also important as an HR that we be transparent. Yeah. When we are transparent, it builds a lot of trust. I think this trust has built in so much that, it's become easy for us to build that culture. So it runs in the DNA, the trust and transparency. I think that is taking us to a larger group, and we are able to attract. And this culture is something, by seeing leaders, we observe and grow. And every leader here has leading by example. So anybody observes a leader at the top, oh, this is what is the culture, is what it defines. And we take pride in that.
Rishi, coming back to you, if you could elaborate more on the policies and the initiatives that HCL Tech is taking to encourage, gender parity and diversity, and of course, helping women in career growth, especially in technology roles.
I can name a few which come to my mind and which are most important ones. One is an initiative called Ascend, where we are focusing on career progression of women leaders, so that they find their right spot, their aspired role, and more so aspired functional role in the organization. The key outline is they are put in touch with senior leadership for mentorship and coaching over a period of time. Second is Stepping Stones, which is a global program, and it is for mid-level women managers, so that they can move to leadership roles within the organization. Third would be Prelude, which is a E4 plus, what we call as mid-level leaders, who we mentor and coach so that they are next level ready, because you always need a pool of women leaders in the organization who can quickly grab any open positions that come up. We shouldn't be waiting for that.
Absolutely.
So nurture and grow the women leaders who are in the organization and give them first opportunity to take up. And the last would be, which is very interesting, we call it MERGE, MERG, which is Multicultural Employee Resource Groups, which is nothing but a network that provides employee forums so that we promote cultural awareness among the women leaders. And this is done through educating them about indigenous cultures, if I may say. So these are the key ones. There are many others.
Rishi, I want you to further elaborate on the New Vistas program. Tell us the kind of job opportunities, employment opportunities does this provide, especially to a diverse group?
We have run 2 campaigns very successfully across all New Vistas locations in India, and that was Stay Rooted and Come Back Home. While Stay Rooted is to attract local fresher talent, we say you stay rooted. Why do you want to move out of Nagpur or Vijayawada? You be there and you have a large IT company there working for you. Come Back Home is when we go to metro towns and say that, HCL Tech is there in Nagpur, why don't you come back home? And believe me, there are several employees of us, today who had deep-seated desire to come back to their hometowns, and they are returning back. TechBees is where we hire bright 12th pass out through a very robust selection process, put them through a rigorous 1-year training program. After that, they become a full-time employee of HCL Tech. And not only that, they get a chance to pursue higher education through premium institutions of India, including BITS Pilani, Sastra University, Amity University. I mean, I can name a few. Yeah. So that was, one diverse program that we ran. And second would be Women's Second Career. So we have run Women's Second Career, or we also call as Women Returnship, after a break, successfully at New Vistas.
Swarnalata, coming to you, how do you see New Vistas program, impacting or contributing to the socio-economic development of Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, where HCL is now looking at expanding its presence?
When we say socio-economic, how it is helping. Today, they didn't know what is it with the kids coming back after a maternity. How do I support my family also? I think these opportunities that we have created, just not that they are taking care of their family financially, but look at their career also, they are progressing. And we have few examples in this center as we are talking, close to 5-6 of them who have come like that. And today they started in a small way and they are all now leading teams. Wow. And some of them are holding a global portfolio where they are interacting with global customers. So that is the success of this programs that we are talking about. Just not growing, they are also supporting the families.
So can you throw in some statistics or some numbers as to the kind of impact the New Vistas program has created?
New Vistas currently is present in 4 towns of India, which is Lucknow, Madurai, Nagpur and Vijayawada, and we are 25,000 employee base, which forms 14% of total HCL Tech's offshore India presence.
How at HCL Tech are you encouraging more women in leadership roles? I know you gave some examples where women today are leading, but how are you doing that?
Today, the middle level managers, maybe around, today we may have some 10%, just For the sake of numbers, I'm saying it may be a little higher too. So my focus is more on how do I make this 10% of population to take the senior roles. So at the location level, we have a special initiative, I would say, where enthusiastic women who are leading in some form or the other, who are delivery leaders or the managers, and these people come together, and it is this group's responsibility to enable these programs are spoken about, and whether it is a mentoring or a coaching, at a senior level we are talking, the same is being replicated in a smaller, like all these NV locations will have such programs, so that the mentoring is becoming a day-to-day activity. Coaching becomes on the job.
Okay.
Right? This is something that we do, and there are specific training programs are also available through an academies and through leadership programs, and it is being nominated, and it is self-nomination. So you create that interest and spark in them so that they volunteer. So it is not by force, it is more as an attraction is what we would want to run this program across. So you can see down the line, you never know, this set may be full of women. We don't know. That's how it may.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, that's how it's going to be. And there are people in making, I would say.
Rishi, 7 years of this New Vista program, 4 centers. How many more are there in the pipeline, and how soon?
The journey has not stopped here. We are going to continue, and you will see more New Vista centers coming in Tier 2 and Tier 3 towns in the times to come.
All right, on that positive note, it's time for us to wrap up our conversation. Many thanks for joining us here. It was an absolute pleasure talking to the three of you.
HSBC presents CNBC-TV18's Future Female Forward, the Women's Collective, powered by Parity.